As you begin to listen, you may find you already know deep inside that stress exists to bring your attention to something important, and yet it's possible for you to recognize not all stress needs to have the same intensity. Not all stress needs to affect you in the same way. Stress is not a fixed experience. It can shift, change, and transform. Just as your body breathes, just as your mind expands, just as your life unfolds. You've learned you can change how you react to stress. In fact, there's a part of you that already knows how to navigate stress with ease, to listen to the signals that it offers, and then take calm, clear action. The way you experience stress is actually a choice that you're making at any given moment. And as you listen to your thoughts, you might notice some of them, they're already shifting, changing, letting go of old patterns that no longer serve you. Stress does not control you. You have the ability to control how you interpret it. You may begin to see how this very reaction to stress is something you can influence. Just like turning the dial on a radio to change the frequency. When you realize this, you might find your body feels more relaxed, your thoughts clearer, and your responses more effective. Isn't it fascinating how you can take a moment, a simple moment, and decide to feel lighter, more confident, more in control? Now imagine, stress is simply the body's way of informing you, guiding you to what matters the most, offering you feedback, letting you know that something needs your attention. But it's not permanent, it's only temporary, like clouds that pass through the sky, leaving behind a sense of calm, stillness and clarity. You might notice, even as you feel the pressure of stress, your body can still find moments of peace, stillness and comfort. You may believe you can handle stress easily, effortlessly, when you realize stress can be seen as a signal to act, rather than something to fear. Your response can be one of curiosity and calm. You can now ask yourself, what does this situation require? And you can find that when you respond with intention, stress becomes a resource, a valuable resource, just like a teacher who guides you towards personal growth. You now understand stress is a temporary experience, and you might already be aware. Each time you let go of the old patterns of reacting to stress, you're training your mind and body to feel more balanced, more centered. You can take a step back and notice that stress is just one emotion, one reaction that arises and passes away. It's fleeting, and when you realize that, you can find your own inner peace again and again, returning to it at will with ease. You can now trust yourself to make decisions that will help to reduce stress naturally. You may be curious about the specific strategies that allow you to move through stressful situations with ease. Perhaps you notice breathing deeply, slowing your pace, or simply shifting your focus can release tension, make everything feel just a little bit lighter. And as you begin to understand the power of your beliefs, the way they shape your reactions to stress, you realize beliefs, they're simply filters through which you perceive the world. You can update your beliefs, transform the idea of stress into something that helps you grow, something that brings you closer to your own goals. Perhaps now you can see stress. It doesn't have to be something that defines you. Instead, stress can simply become a signal that calls for action. And when you respond with clarity, understanding and ease, it no longer has the power to overwhelm you. You are in control of how you experience it. You now have the power to decide how stress shows up in your life. And with this new understanding, your relationship to stress becomes more balanced, more flexible. The more you accept this, the more naturally it can feel calm, confident and in control, no matter what challenges arise. And when you begin to notice, you are effortlessly releasing old beliefs about stress. You might find yourself feeling more at ease, more comfortable, more centered in every moment. The truth is, you already know how to manage stress. It's simply a matter of aligning your beliefs, thoughts and actions to support your highest and best self. Stress is not a permanent state. You might already know It's simply a passing experience, like waves on the ocean, rising and falling. And even though stress might seem strong at times, you can notice how it begins to fade away as soon as you allow yourself to feel relaxed, at ease. So within your ability to notice how easily and naturally you can shift from tension to calm. In fact, it becomes easier and easier each time you choose calm over stress. And as you listen to these words, you might realize you've already started to experience stress in a more empowering way. Maybe you're noticing how effortlessly you can recognize when stress begins to appear, and then how easily you can choose to let it go, turning your focus instead to what you can do next with clarity. It's almost as if every time you choose to focus on what you can control, the stress naturally fades away, like a shadow at sunset, disappearing into the warmth of your awareness. Stress is a signal that can empower you. You may now begin to feel how stress, when seen as a signal, helps you to become more aware, more mindful of what's important. It's not something that happens to you, but rather something that happens for you. Every time you experience stress, you can ask yourself, what is this teaching me? What action can I take to make this easier? Just imagine how effortlessly you can learn from each situation. And you might even realize how this insight already helps you to make decisions to relieve the stress before it even grows. As you breathe deeply, you begin to feel how stress is simply information. The more you allow yourself to breathe deeply, the more you discover how easily your body lets go of tension with every breath in. There's a sense of clarity, and with every breath out, there's a release of stress, almost like a gentle wave of relaxation washing over you. You may feel how, with each breath, you're releasing stress, just as you naturally exhale air, and notice how it feels to have less and less tension. It's interesting, isn't it, how stress can simply dissolve when you choose to relax and trust. You may find it fascinating. By choosing relaxation, you invite ease into your experience. Just like you can choose to change the channel on a TV or adjust the volume, you have the ability to adjust how much stress you allow into your life. You can dial it down, make it quieter, until it fades into the background, allowing space for something much more resourceful to take its place: clarity, calm, and confidence. And the more you allow yourself to remember this, the more naturally you may find yourself choosing to release any tension, stress, or pressure. This decision becomes so automatic, it almost feels as if you're always finding new ways to manage your responses to stress, always staying one step ahead. You're naturally capable of handling stress in an empowering way. It's almost like there's a part of you, perhaps deep within you, that's always known how to face stress with a sense of calm, knowing each challenge is an opportunity for growth. Imagine for a moment that this inner part of you is always with you, guiding you, supporting you, gently reminding you that you are in control. It's like you're learning how to respond to stress with precision, ease, and grace, without even trying. And the more you recognize that, the more effortless it becomes. You might even notice how, with each passing moment, you're already effortlessly letting go of any unnecessary tension, and you're realizing just how powerful you are in choosing a response that works for you. Stress can be a resource that directs your attention to what matters. And as you think about this for a moment, you may begin to see how stress can actually be helpful, how when you tune into it, you realize it's giving you clues about what you need to focus on. Stress becomes a powerful motivator, something that tells you where your energy needs to go, guiding you to take action that brings you closer to your goals. It's as if stress is not something you need to fear, but something you can simply listen to, and then use to fuel your personal growth. Just imagine for a moment how empowering it is to have stress on your side, guiding you to be more productive, more effective, and more present in the moment. And when you choose to view stress this way, you'll discover how easily you can maintain your calm, your focus, and your inner strength, regardless of the situation. You now know that your body has an incredible ability to release stress. It's remarkable how, with each passing moment, your body naturally relaxes more and more. Even now, as you hear these words, you may notice how your muscles are becoming more relaxed, how your mind is becoming clearer, and how your thoughts are shifting into a more empowered and focused state. The more you allow this relaxation, the more natural it feels to be in control, to navigate stress with a sense of power and awareness. And as you begin to integrate this deep understanding, you might begin to notice how it's becoming more and more natural for you to make decisions that support your sense of calm. You might even start to observe how easily stress starts to fade into the background, where it's no longer a source of concern, but simply an opportunity for growth. Your belief in your ability to handle stress continues to grow and deepen. You might find that, as time passes, your natural response to stress shifts. When stress arises, you automatically recognize it for what it is, a signal, and then, as if by instinct, you step into that space of awareness and choose to move forward, knowing exactly how to handle the situation. Your belief in your inner resources becomes unshakable, and the more you trust this ability, the more easily you're able to remain calm, composed, and in control. Stress now becomes a tool in your personal growth toolbox. And just as tools are useful only when you know how to use them, stress becomes a tool for you, to use with wisdom and awareness. It's no longer something that overwhelms or controls you, but rather something that you can access and utilize for your own growth and your own success. And the more you use it, the more natural it works for you, guiding, empowering, and driving you towards a future of your choosing. Stress, it's a message that's easily understood. You may notice as you relax even deeper that when stress arises, it's simply a message, a sign, pointing you towards something that needs your attention. This message doesn't need to overwhelm you. In fact, it's possible for you to begin to hear this message more clearly with each passing day. And as you hear the message more clearly, you realize you can take action, calm, confident action in response to it. Each time stress arises, it's like your mind is already tuning in, naturally, to the signal, understanding it, and turning it into clarity. Perhaps as you reflect this, you may begin to realize how the more you listen, the more easily you respond. And the response you make can be calm, purposeful, and centered, leading to effective action without being overwhelmed. Stress becomes something that you welcome. It's fascinating, isn't it? How you can now begin to welcome stress as something that helps you become even more resourceful, more resilient, and more aware. Each time stress arises, it's like you step into a state of awareness that brings you into alignment with your true self, and you feel a sense of calm strength. As you begin to welcome stress in this way, it becomes less of an obstacle and more of a tool. Something that's there for your growth. It's almost as if stress gently guides you, always leading you to a deeper sense of personal power. Imagine just for a moment how stress can be a prompt, a friendly nudge, reminding you to align your thoughts and actions with what is most important to you. This insight is becoming clearer and clearer now. As you experience stress, you begin to feel how it allows you to focus your energy in a way that serves your highest good, drawing you closer to your goals with each passing moment. You've a natural ability to respond to stress with ease. With every breath, you can feel how natural it is to step into a state of calm and control, even in the midst of what might seem like chaos. Your ability to respond to stress is growing stronger and stronger with each new experience. Perhaps you notice how your body naturally adjusts to stress, letting go of tension and returning to a state of balance and peace. It's as if your body instinctively knows how to return to calm the moment stress begins to surface. This ability is built into you, and the moment that you recognize it, the more automatic and effortless it becomes. You may also realize stress is simply a temporary experience, like the weather. When it appears, it will pass, just as the storm eventually clears to reveal the calm skies again. And in that space, you begin to recognize you are the sky, not the storm. You are the one who observes the stress, and it has no power over you unless you give it the power. You can simply watch it rise and then see it fade away, leaving your inner peace intact. Stress is easily transformed into focused energy. Now you might find it interesting how easily stress can be transformed into focused energy. It's almost as if when stress appears, you simply redirect it, like turning a river of energy into a stream that flows towards your goals. This is a skill you already have, the ability to take the energy of stress and turn it into motivation, inspiration, and clarity. Imagine for a moment how stress can serve you in this way. It's not a force to be feared, but a powerful resource to be used. The more you allow this transformation, the more you may notice how your body and mind naturally align to turn stress into productive energy, guiding you towards your desired outcome. You become more confident in your ability to channel stress in this way, knowing it's a temporary experience that becomes a resource, an ally on your path. You create space for calm, even in stressful situations, in any situation, regardless of how stressful it may seem. You have the ability to create a pocket of peace within you. This peace exists naturally inside of you. And as you breathe deeply, it becomes easier to tap into that peace, even when the external world seems overwhelming. As you relax, you may begin to notice how quickly you can create this inner peace, space, and calm. Every time you choose calm over stress, you strengthen this ability. The more you practice this, the more automatic it becomes. And soon you find, no matter what happens, you can always return to your center. You may even find yourself smiling as you realize just how much control you have over your own experience. Stress is simply a reminder. You have the power to create peace, even in the most challenging situations. You have the ability to reframe stress into empowerment. It's interesting to realize you can reframe any stressful situation as an opportunity for growth. You can easily choose to see stress as a signal that empowers you to take control, focused action, to clear obstacles, to move you forward with confidence. This new way of thinking is already beginning to shape your experiences. And the more you practice this reframe, the more natural stress becomes a tool for positive change. Perhaps you notice how quickly you can transform any perception of stress into a moment of opportunity, where you are able to rise to the occasion. Each passing moment, your inner resilience grows. You realize stress is no longer something that holds you back, but rather something that fuels your journey forward. Stress is always manageable, always temporary, and always within your control. It's fascinating, isn't it? How easily you can now access your ability to control your response to stress. The more you recognize that you have the power to manage stress, the more naturally you become resilient, adaptable, and confident in your ability to handle any situation. It's almost as if your mind and body, they're already working together to create solutions to turn stress into the very thing that propels you forward.